Hello. It's been a while since I've been here to show you another dye video. So today we are going to be working on some new colors that I just got in a little while ago from Dharma. So I'm going to show you the colors and we're going to get started. Just going to do a couple of skeins today just to see what the colors look like. So we're not actually going to do any colorways. It's just more like swatching, basically. So let's look at see what we have. New colors that I've got are Blazing Orange, Radioactive, which I really honestly don't remember what color that was supposed to be, so that'll be fun. Chartreuse and Pistachio. These are just different shades of green. Electric Violet, Eggplant, so different shades of purple, and then a dark navy. Generally I make my own dark navy, so I wanted to see what their dark navy looked like and if I can replace having to make my own. As per usual, make sure you've got paper towels, dedicated measuring spoons, and a spoon for your pot, an N95 mask, some gloves, reusable or disposable, a notebook if you want to write down your recipes, and generally I have a pot sitting over here, but I have not completely set up my station yet because I would not have the teapot there, I would not have the towel there, usually if I remember to take it away, but make sure you have a dedicated dye pot. Alright, let's get started. And citric acid, don't forget your citric acid. Doesn't matter what brand. I just ended up cutting the top of this because I can't stand when I have a long thing and I have to dig into a bag. Does that happen to you too? Because that definitely happens to me. Alright, now we can get started. I opened it up and this radioactive is green, so I'm going to assume that it's kind of like nuclear reactive Ninja Turtle Homer Simpson's job type green. Won't know till I actually swatch, but put that with the greens, the chartreuse and the pistachio, and then this blazing orange could go with either these violets and the navy or with the green, but I think it would be more harmonious with the greens. So that's what we're going to do. Turning the heat to medium, I have 4 cups of water in this pot, no citric acid. Although I think I'm going to throw some in there because we're just swatching, so I want the color to set on the yarn. So I'm going to put a tablespoon of citric acid in the water. If I can get this open. And then, because I didn't soak the yarn in citric acid, I am going to switch this around and switch the yarn in the pot as well, just to make sure all that citric acid is in the yarn. Both of these skeins of yarn are Blue Faced Leicester. The one with the black twist on it is 85-15 Blue Faced Leicester, 15% nylon, and the creamier one here is regular superwash Blue Faced Leicester. Okay, let me get my mask on. So I think what I'm going to do, actually I want to find my other little thing. This, we haven't seen this in a while, my little pinch of dye. We've talked about this before in previous videos. I think you can get these on Amazon by themselves, otherwise they're in those little stevia containers. So just save it when you're done and then you have a pinch of whatever you need, cooking or otherwise. I'm going to put my mask on, and what I want to do, I'm going to do everything. This is going to be so unorthodox. I think what I'm going to do is everything that's the, oh my god, I can't think. what I'm gonna do is the 8515, I'm gonna do dark navy, eggplant, and electric violet. And then next to here, over here, I'm gonna do, next to it, I'm gonna do the radioactive, pistachio, chartreuse, and blazing orange. This is probably gonna be a very bad idea, and I'm sure there's gonna be some bleeding going on between the two skeins of yarn. But I'm really just here to swatch this and see what the colors look like, so I know what I'm doing for future. Yeah. So, let me get my mask on, and I'm going to start, I think, with the purples and the blue. My paper towel is wet because what I want to do is after I dip into each color, I want to wipe it off. So I'm not, one, getting color into, like the wrong color into the container. I have had a long day, I'm sorry. I don't want to mix colors. So I want to wipe in between each one. So make sure you've got something to wipe, or you've got multiple spoons. I only have one, so I'm going to wipe. And I did say I was going to switch this around at night. I did not do that, so let's do that real quick. That way both sides have that citric acid in there. All right. I almost feel like this might be too much water, but we'll see. Okay, we're gonna do, and with each color that I put down, I'm going to press it with the spoon. Just kind of spread it. I may end up going to the 1/4 teaspoon, but I want to see how much I get with a pinch first. Okay, that was dark navy. Oh yeah, that's plenty. Okay. All right. So let me get you closer. So we've got some, it looks really dark in here, and then it's, as you spread it out, it's getting purpley. No breaking so far. I did already get a splotch on the on the other skein. Oh well, it's okay. I mean, we knew this was going to be a disaster going in, so. All right, that's plenty. I don't want to spread that anymore because I do need to get 2 other colors in here. So let me wipe this off. And we're going to do eggplant. Okay. Oops. Oh yeah. I've erased. Disaster. All right. Well, I like the dark navy. Eggplant is kind of looking like deep purple, honestly. Maybe if I spread this around this way, I can. Yeah, it's definitely giving me deep purple vibes. So, yeah, interesting. Okay. Okay, and next is electric violet. I'm going to go ahead and move this skein of yarn over just a little bit so I don't get, ooh, that's pretty, so I don't get a whole lot of color going onto the other skein. That is gorgeous. Oh, I love it. Ooh, this is my new favorite purple. Oh, wow. That's really pretty. Okay. Wipe this off. All right, let's see if I can push these over so that I don't get green going on this skein. This is so chaotic. This is like the epitome of APLCrafts Lazy Die Studio, right? We're really being lazy here. I'm going to move this. Arrange it. And we have a lot of colors that are going on this one, so I'm not going to spread it as much, because that would be really bad. Okay, so we are going to start with radioactive. I'm really curious what radioactive is going to look like. I'm right-handed, so I'm going to put it here, but then I'll turn it around so you can see it. Now I am going to dab this just a little so that I can at least get some idea of what this looks like. All right, so there's definitely some breaking. Yellow, perhaps some Kelly green, some olive. Okay, I'm gonna leave that alone. Pistachio. Oh, if I didn't show radioactive, I don't remember, but that's radioactive. That was the first color. Okay, now we're doing pistachio. That is not really spreading much. It's an interesting green. Kind of sagey. Does not spread very much, so you know that could be good, depending on what you're going for. Yeah, it's already exhausted. That's interesting. Okay. And this radioactive is really breaking yellow. I like that. It's interesting. Okay. I like that, and I like the, what was it called? Ultraviolet? Electric violet. I like the electric violet, and I like the, oh my gosh, radioactive. Okay. All right. Chartreuse. It's another one I'm looking forward to. Let's see what that looks like. Ooh, okay. That definitely has some spread. And it breaks. It's very similar to the radioactive. Okay, so there's a couple powder granules I got in there. And yeah, you can see it. That's brown. That's separated from the rest of this. And so that's in there, something to keep in mind. But it also breaks yellow. So you get some brown bits in there and yellow. Very similar to radioactive. It's a little brighter though. The radioactive has more olive when it's concentrated, and the chartreuse does not. And now we got blazing orange. Let me not do that over there. We don't want to do that over the pot. That would be bad. Okay. That was blazing orange. Turn this around so you can see. Okay. This is very similar to cayenne so far. In concentrated doses, it looks like cayenne. Yeah, I'm glad I broke it up the way I did because that orange would not look good with this over here. Okay, so I'm going to let this heat set for a little bit, and we're going to flip it, repeat the colors so that we have a little bit more coverage on these skeins of yarn. And then we'll go ahead and rinse it and see what it looks like. Okay, chartreuse is cleared. Pistachio cleared a long time ago. Radioactive still has some color. I really want this to exhaust before I flip it because I don't want a bunch of bleeding. The radioactive is taking a long time. Okay, let's see here. Electric violet has cleared. Eggplant still has some dye. And navy still has some dye. Okay, we'll let that sit for a few, and then we'll come back. Okay. I'm going to flip this. Be very careful when you do this because this yarn is going to be super freaking hot. You don't want to be burning yourself. I did get a little bit of that green on here, but we knew that was going to happen. And I did get a little bit of purple on this one, but again, we knew that was going to happen. So I'm just going to go ahead and repeat the process as much as possible. If I can remember what order I did it in, because I'm not going to go back on the video. Alright, put my mask back on. Now, I know we did navy, so let me find my navy. Okay. Navy. Woo! All right. Oh. In case you're curious, I used to be a baker, so heat doesn't bother me as much. You get used to it when all your nerve endings burn off from racks and ovens and product. Okay. Eggplant. Try to make your pinch of color as level as possible without throwing dye particles all over the place, which, you know, do the best you can. You don't have to be exact, but okay, I have a feeling this is going to be really pretty, but I do like purples. I would replicate this, but because we have that green in there, this is definitely just a swatch. Although I guess I could do that on its own. So whatever it looks like today, I won't be able to completely replicate it because of that green that's in there. But if I decided to make this a colorway, yeah, that'd be nice. All right. And ultraviolets. Oh, I can't call it ultraviolet. It's electric violet. Electric violet. Basically all I'm doing is just smushing it down and trying to spread some of that dye onto the undyed areas. Alright, that is almost exhausted. Okay, sweet. Alright, now let's spread this out a little bit. And what did we start with? We started with radioactive. Okay, I'm going to leave that alone because this really wants to spread to the other skein. And then pistachio. Yeah, it really doesn't want to spread, so if you use pistachio, just know that if you want to, like, I'm thinking you're probably going to have to use more than you think you're going to need to get some coverage. It doesn't have a lot of color there. It's a pretty sagey color though. Alright. Chartreuse. Oh, there's those little brown bits again. Didn't really break brown on this side though. I think that brown bit right there is probably from the other side. Okay. And then blazing orange. I really would like to do a side-by-side comparison of blazing orange with saffron. Not saffron, cayenne. because it really looks like they have the same base or something. Okay. Alright, I'm going to clean up a little bit and we're going to let this heat set, and I'll probably come back in 5 minutes to shut off the heat. Alright, it's been 5 minutes. Shutting off the heat. I'm going to give this another flip. Like I said, be careful, this yarn is very hot. And I'm going to let this cool so that it fully heat sets. And we're going to wash it and see what it looks like. See you on the other side. Here is the final result. This one up here was the 100% Blue Faced Leicester fingering weight, and then this one here was the 8515 Blue Faced Leicester Merino fingering weight. Both are super wash. So I think these turned out really well. They're kind of Halloween-ish, I would say. This one kind of reminds me of like haystacks and candy corn and stuff like that, and leaves turning. And this one just, the blue, you know, nah, but like with the purple and the white and stuff kind of starts giving me that Halloween vibe. So let's see what this looks like hanged up. Brought you in for a closer look. So I really think that the navy with the ultraviolet and the eggplant, I'm trying to remember what else we put in there. In any case, I think that's really harmonious. And then, you know, with this being hanged up with the bright orange and the radioactive, even that pistachio, look at that pistachio. That actually works really well. It didn't blend or spread, I should say. It definitely stayed in place, but I think it makes a nice little spot in that skein of yarn. So, and it's definitely given that early autumn going to the farm type of vibe for me anyway. So that's what this looks like. I think I'm going to do more swatches in the future because I think it's fun, and I like monochromatic, believe it or not. So hope you enjoyed this video. I know it's been a while, and give it a like, subscribe, and I will see you soon. Bye.